Good morning, chat. My name is Penbu. I'm the programming, puzzle gaming, and music making VTuber on Linux. And today, OBS will cooperate. Hello. um, Today we're OBS, please. Whatever. I'll fix this while we do this intro here. Hi, we are doing an interview today with Ron Schnell, who is the author of Dunnet. Why don't you tell us a bit about it yourself?
Sure. Is this thing on?
Yes, I think, Chad, can you hear him? Okay, hold on. Give me a bit. I'm going to switch to an intermission scene because OBS is really not cooperating here. Okay, I think we're probably good. There is a little bit of a chat delay, so if you're checking chat for answers, just know that there's maybe about 5 seconds.
Oh, all right. Well, great to see you. Great to meet you online. I'm Ron Schnell. I'm hardcore Unix programmer for a long time. Worked at Bell Labs on the Unix kernel, actually, back in the 1980s. Worked at IBM on the AIX kernel, and then at Sun Microsystems on the Solaris kernel. So really hardcore kernel programmer. I've done some application programming, including what we're going to talk about a lot today, which is text adventures. I wrote the original version of Dunnet in 1982 on a DEC System 20 on the TOPS 20 operating system. And then in 1992, I decided to write a version for Unix and wrote it in Emacs Lisp. The original one was written in Mac Lisp, and soon thereafter, I got an email from Richard Stallman, and he asked me if I would mind if he made Dunnet part of GNU Emacs, and it's been there ever since. So I like to claim that it's a game installed on more operating systems than any other game in the world, except maybe Solitaire, because it's on every Linux computer, so like basically every web server and every Mac, although I guess the new version of Mac OS, it's not coming with Emacs anymore, I guess, or it depends on how it's installed.
Oh, does it not?
Maybe not. That's what somebody told me, and I actually tried to show it to somebody recently on theirs, and it didn't seem to be on there, so I don't know what's going on. But
that's too bad.
Yeah. But in any case, I also had a bunch of startups, and I sold my last startup to a public company in 2000. That was a .com company. Kind of retired after that, but then ended up working, running what's called a monitorship for the United States District Court, monitoring Microsoft for their compliance with the antitrust final judgments. Did that from 2005 to 2011, and kind of enjoyed that. So now I spend a lot of time doing consulting and doing some expert witness testimony. Some of you may recognize me from the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial, where I testified for about an hour on TV and on the internet, and I guess 500 million people have watched me testify in that trial. But I spend a lot of time doing that stuff.
Yeah, you're. I to be honest, I don't really keep up with with popular news like that. But I do recognize you as a big name, and so it's an honor to have you here.
Oh, my pleasure.
So we'll probably dig into some of the stuff that you said earlier. But why don't we start with why are you here? How did you find me?
So I like to keep up with what people are saying about Dunnet, because it's one of my favorite things that I ever did. And I saw that you had a live stream actually playing the game, and people have done that over time, but you were definitely the longest one, and you got to give you a lot of credit. You hung in there, and I know it must have been frustrating, but you made it all the way to the end. So I watched the whole thing and really enjoyed it, although I was yelling at the screen a couple times. But I thought it was fascinating. I don't think I ever watched a VTuber before, and I found that fascinating as well, how the whole thing worked. And you noticed that I that I reposted it or whatever, and we had a chat, and I said I'd love to come on board.
Yeah. It was a little bit surprising you found it months after, because for the chat here who've been here for quite a while, we played Dunnet about 8 months ago, back in May. I had the link handy here, but I think it's actually in the description. So if any of you want to watch that playthrough, you can watch that. You can go to the link in the description, just maybe after the interview. But yeah,
I don't search it that often, but every now and then I'm like, well, let me see what people are saying, and I guess it had been a little while, but yeah, that's how long it took for me to do between searches, I guess.
Yeah, that is pretty understandable. I mean, the game's been around for a while, and people do tend to forget games, but it's good that Dunnet has still been in the consciousness of the collective, I guess.
Yeah, it's heartening.
So on that topic then, where did you get the idea for Dunnet?
I don't know. I mean, I have to go back to 1982, and like, text adventures was almost all there was, right? So, Zork is what got me into computers to start with. I wouldn't say computers, actually. I'd say, into the ARPANET at the time. And back in 1978, 79, I was visiting MIT, and one of the professors there, actually, it's kind of a famous professor for the time. His name was Marvin Minsky, and he's known as the father of artificial intelligence. And he was showing me around the AI lab, and he said, "Here, sit down at this dumb terminal." And he ran Zork, and I didn't want to leave. I mean, it was the coolest thing I had ever seen. And, I'm like, I need to play this at home. And it took me a little while, but eventually I got a modem and my own dumb terminal, and he got me access to the ARPANET, and I started playing Dunnet, and just, text adventures was definitely my favorite thing. And I wanted to, every time I learned a new language, I wanted to write a little text adventure in it. So Dunnet was actually the second text adventure I wrote. And I just thought it'd be cool to have like a meta type of game where you're actually in the computer in the game, and you can affect what happens in the outside world from inside the computer. And just, I don't know, it kind of came to me. I didn't have any particular reason to want to do it.
Yeah, I really like that aspect about Dunnet. It's very cool concept, and I don't think I've seen very many games that explore that kind of thing where it is basically meta, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah, I haven't seen much either. And, every now and then I think about, should I write a sequel? And I try to think about ways to do that, having to do with, like the current World Wide Web, and if there's some way to do something similar using that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I think it's very difficult to come up with concepts, but perhaps I'm just not a creative person in that way.
I used to be better at it than I am now as I get older.
Yeah, that's fair. That's how I feel sometimes about the music I make. So I was going to ask how you got in your Emacs, but it sounds like Richard Stallman actually reached out to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he reached out to me. I mean, I knew him. I shared an office with him from time to time when I worked at MIT. And he reached out to me, and he had heard about Dunnet from other people. And he's like, I'd love to make it part of Emacs, but you have a copyright at the beginning, so would you be willing to assign the copyright to the Free Software Foundation? And I said, I guess so, but what would I assume other people wouldn't be able to make money from my game without me seeing any of it. And he said, oh, absolutely they would, and that's the idea. I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound great. But I don't know, he kind of talked me into it. He's like, for the good of the world, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. And I'm really glad I did. I mean, obviously, like you said, people still think about this game, 40 years later, and that's, or 30 years later, but I'm glad I did it.
Yeah. I'm very into like free and Libre software myself and open source. Dare I ask what your take on that is?
Oh, I'm a big open source fan. you know, and I can proudly say that I'm a contributor to the open source world because of Dunnet and other things I've contributed to. So I'm a big fan of both. So closed source, open source. I've been involved with all of the above and consult on all of the above. And I think I'd rather something be open source than closed source for the most part, and mostly for security reasons. I think open source software is much more secure.
Yeah, because in theory, people can go in and inspect it. I don't know how many people actually do, but at least there's a possibility.
Yeah, and sometimes just knowing that you can might be good enough. You know, I talk to people about WhatsApp all the time, right? Like, yeah, what WhatsApp is, I think, is it open source actually?
I don't know what WhatsApp is. It's was it Telegram or Signal? Signal, yeah, I think it's Signal.
I think it's Signal. I was thinking of Signal, right? So Signal, you know, people say, oh, they must have backdoors to get the unencrypted stuff. Well, you can look, right? So, yeah.
Yeah. We got a question from A-Form in the chat here. Did Ronnie Reed choose your own adventure books before you started? And if so, did it help your inspiration?
No, actually, I hadn't. And you know, I've looked at some of them since. You know, one thing that comes to mind is you know, Bandersnatch on Black Mirror as a choose your own adventure kind of thing. But yeah, no, actually, I never did that before.
I think I've had a little bit of encounters with choose your own adventure books, because I think my dad had a couple of them. I don't remember any of them though. You talked about never watched VTubers before. We have a question from the Q&A forum, which, by the way, if you have any questions you want to ask anonymously or like asynchronously, the link to the Q&A forum is pinned in the chat, so feel free to ask at any point. So the question here is, what are your thoughts on VTubers?
Yeah, so this is really my first experience with it, and I think it's super cool. I mean, first of all, the technology, the fact that we have the technology to do it and make it so realistic is unbelievable to me. Obviously, we didn't have this when I started out, and even as I was growing up and stuff like that. I'm sure that I would have been like the first one to use it. I mean, I was somewhat self-conscious about, you know, appearing on chats and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm not saying that that's why everybody uses it, but that's probably why I would have used it. In some ways, it's a little bit like, I don't know what to say about it. It was like surprisingly spooky a little bit when I first saw it, but then I got comfortable with it. I think it's great. I think it gives people the opportunity to be themselves without thinking about how they're coming across as much from the visual standpoint. So I think it's great.
Yeah, and the reasons you've mentioned there are some of the reasons why VTubers are a thing. We've actually had the technology, so people have been VTubing since at least late 2016, and I think we've had the technologies for a few years before that too.
Yeah, amazing.
Would you ever consider? Yeah. Would you ever consider doing VTubing yourself?
Yeah, for sure. I think it would be fun. Yeah, I mean, I saw one of the questions is about travel, and I'll get probably more into that later, but one of my new favorite places to visit is Japan. And, you know, I can see like the VTubing I've seen since I saw yours. I mean, you know, I definitely have an anime type of slant to it, and I love the whole J-pop culture, and that includes anime and stuff like that. So I think it'd be really fun.
Oh, that's surprising. I wouldn't have pegged you for being like anime leaning. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't I don't know all the anime characters or anything like that. I mean, Pokemon is all I really know at all. But having just visited Japan recently, I really love the culture there.
Yeah, we were just talking about going or visiting Japan in my stream yesterday. Do you have any places you'd recommend?
Oh, the whole country. I mean, I love Tokyo. I could totally live in Tokyo. I knew I was going to love it just because of the whole consumer electronics aspect. But what I didn't realize is just like how much I love everything about it. Like how clean it is, how respectful everyone is. The food is amazing. And I'm a very picky eater, so I didn't expect to like the food so much. Like I don't eat sushi or anything like that, but just everything was so great. And the technology, of course, was amazing.
Yeah, Akihabara in particular, I think is an electronics hub. Is that right?
Yeah, I went to Akihabara and like went into all the different stores. I like could buy motherboards on the street, and you know, I did the claw machines. I won a little stuffed lion on the claw machine. It was like there's a picture of me holding that stuffed lion. It looks like the happiest day of my life. It's so funny.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
While we're on that topic, then I guess for the question that was informed, do you travel, and what place do you recommend visiting? I guess apart from Japan in this case.
Yeah, I travel a lot. I'm almost constantly traveling. I mean, there's like last May, I think I was home for 2 days, and I have a lot of months where I'm, you know, very very seldom at home, and I travel a lot for the work that I'm doing. You know, testifying in court and doing consulting. But then I'm also a points hacker. So I used to be a moderator on flyertalk.com, and so I collect frequent flyer miles and hotel points and stuff like that. So I use the points that I get from traveling to work to go on crazy, like unbelievable vacations with my wife. And so we're constantly traveling, and you know, since COVID, like nobody cares if you're on the road while you're working for the most part. So I'm always somewhere. So yeah, Japan is, like I said, one of my new favorite places. I've always considered Italy to be my favorite place to travel. But you know, we're trying to hit every continent. We have 2 left. I haven't been to Australia or Antarctica. I've been to all the other continents, and yeah, I mean, yeah, we're also cruising a little bit lately on Virgin Voyages in particular, so we're enjoying doing that, and we have good Starlink internet, so I can work from sea. I was on we were on an 11-night cruise that we got back from on Saturday. We were in South America and all around the Caribbean. That was fun. So I can probably answer any questions about almost anywhere.
That sounds like a great time. Do you know roughly how many countries you've been to?
Yes. So it depends how you count countries. There's an organization called Traveler Century Club, where in order to be a member, you have to have been to 100 countries, or you can be a provisional member at 75. And I know that the way they count countries, I'm 18 short of 75. And but they count things that shouldn't really be counted, like Puerto Rico and Hawaii. But most of them are real countries.
Close enough, right?
Yeah.
All right. You mentioned earlier about ARPANET. Why don't you, for the folks here in chat who don't know what that is, why don't you give us a primer?
Yeah. So before the internet, there was the ARPANET. The ARPANET became the internet, really. So when I was doing that stuff at MIT and later NYU, we were on the ARPANET, and that was really, it's a lot fewer computers. So I like to joke that back in 1978 and 79, everybody was on the ARPANET, knew each other by name. You know, that's how small the ARPANET used to be. And just as an example, there was no DNS. So if you wanted to contact another machine, every machine had a host.txt file that translated machine names to IP address, and that host.txt file would get emailed around and change once a month or something, and that was how you did name resolution on the ARPANET. But yeah, it started out as a Department of Defense project and expanded to include research universities and eventually some government contractors and stuff like that. And it's funny because people would ask me about it, like, what is that? And I'd say, oh, this is the ARPANET. And eventually I'd even say, this is the internet, before the internet was really popular. And they would say, oh, do you think that would be useful, like, for the general public to do stuff? And I said, nah, there's no way anybody in the public would ever want to use it. There's nothing to do here except, talk about, math and chemistry or something. So I was definitely wrong about that one.
And then here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Both good stuff and a ton of garbage on the internet, but that's how it goes.
Yeah.
On a related note there, we have a question here from the forum. What was meme culture like during the early days of the internet, and how does it compare to modern meme culture?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think really there was. In the early days, there were no memes. I mean, before browsers, there wasn't even there weren't really images on the internet, right? There were message boards, or the equivalent to message boards. And I guess the closest thing, there were certain, text type of memes that people would talk about. I can't even think of one offhand, but there were kind of jokes that would go around and people would make the same jokes, and there were definitely trolls. The trolls was a very early thing on the internet. And, but yeah, there were jokes, I guess, but it doesn't compare to now. Now it's what it's all about.
Do you have a favorite meme of today?
Not really. I can't say that I do.
That's fair. I mean, if I were put on the spot, I don't think I'd be able to to answer either. Xenotime here says, I'm sorry, but I don't think I can physically comprehend an internet without memes. They are very pervasive these days, yes.
Yeah, it's true. Try to comprehend an internet without images.
Did you ever hop into Gopher Space at all?
Yeah. What did you say? Did I what in the Gopher Space?
Hop into. So either.
Yeah. No, I use Gopher for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you still use Gopher today?
No. Is it still there?
There are still some sites around, yeah.
That's cool.
I don't think the web browsers today support them anymore, but you can still log in with or connect with command line tools and whatnot.
I didn't know that. Yeah, no, I definitely did back then. That was the only way to search for things.
Oh yeah, that's right. Gopher Space, for those who don't know, is kind of like the World Wide Web, but it's text only. So it's just a bunch of files and a bunch of directories, and it's a bunch of files, but just plain text.
Yeah, and you could search it, which was novel at the time.
Yeah. And what was it, Veronica and Archie? I wasn't around for when it was like a big boom, but I poked around in there.
Cool.
Let's see, what else do we have on? Why don't we look at your website then? It's gonna switch scenes here. You have this very interesting image of you on a Segway. Why don't you tell us about this?
Yeah, so I ended up becoming friends with Steve Wozniak because we sat on the same board of directors together. And he was telling me about this sport that he pretty much invented called Segway Polo. And it's playing polo on Segways. And I said, oh, I want to try that. So he put me on a Segway, and we sort of played around a little bit, hitting the ball. And he's known as the Wayne Gretzky of Segway Polo. So when I scored a goal on him, I went crazy. I just scored a goal on the Wayne Gretzky of Segway Polo. But eventually I joined a team. This is me playing at the World Cup of Segway Polo, which is called the Woz Cup. You can't really see in this picture, but when I had to pick a number for my jersey, I picked 7F, so it's a hexadecimal number, and Waz got angry. He's like, "You picked the best number possible. Now I can't use that number. I never thought of that number." So he was upset that I picked that number, but then he changed his number to pi.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, so I guess he won up to me.
And I think your website says you have 2 segues.
Yes, I do. But I haven't played since COVID, so they're not getting much use.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been around a Segway, much less ride one. How does it feel?
It feels surprisingly easy. I mean, it's self-balancing, so you don't really have to do anything except kind of think about where you want to go, and it'll take you there. Very comfortable. I mean, they're not as much in use now as they were a while ago, but I really enjoy it. Now, actually playing polo on it is not as easy. It's not really meant to do that, but and you really want to be going full speed all the time. So it's a lot more challenging than just going to the store. And when I travel different places, there are always these tours, like Segway tours, but I could never do it because they'll probably put me in turtle mode and make me wear a helmet and go really slow and stuff. So I'd probably wouldn't be fun for me.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess when you taste the speed, you can't go back.
Yeah.
Let's see. Why don't we go back to the technical side? You say here that you have a number of programming languages under your belts, including Fortran. Which
Yes.
one is your favorite?
Well, it changes over time. I mean, there was definitely a period of time when Lisp was my favorite. Right now, I'd say probably Python, which might be surprising because you'd think I'd be old school about everything, and I do like all the old school languages. But what I care about most when I'm looking at code is that it be pretty, and Python forces your code to be pretty, and I really like that about it. So I really enjoy both writing and reading Python.
Yeah, Python is a pretty popular language. People expect me to know Python just because I know a bunch of other languages, but it's actually one of the ones that I don't know.
What's your favorite language?
I work primarily in JavaScript and TypeScript, but my favorite I would probably say is Prolog.
Oh, really? Oh, how cool.
Yeah.
I worked on a case a couple years ago that had to do with IBM's Watson. And, I had to look at all the source code for IBM's Watson, which ends up being like 40 million lines of code. And a bunch of it is written in Prolog. I was pretty shocked.
Oh yeah, I do hear that Prolog gets some use in the AI space, or the machine learning space, because of the way the logic works. For those in chat, Prolog is a programming language that uses the logic paradigm, in which you state facts and then you ask a question, and then the system just magically deduces what the answer to the question is based on those facts.
Yeah, I like Prolog quite a bit. It has its roots in Lisp, but you should learn Python. You pick it up immediately. It's really easy, but it's very pretty. Now, JavaScript and TypeScript, I think, are the ugliest languages in the world. So I can't stand reading those, although I have to read them all the time.
Yeah. What do you think of Bash and other shell languages?
Well, I mean, necessary evil. What can I say? I've written a lot. I've written plenty of shell scripts. I mean, they're really not. The language was not initially made to write complex things in, right? But people will always do that, whatever language. But I think I'd rather write a script in Python than a shell programming language.
Yeah, probably as you should. I'm a big Bash abuser, so I'm a little bit guilty of that. But yeah, I think the reason why I haven't really learned Python is that anything that I can do in either JavaScript or Bash. but I really should probably get out of that habit.
Well, I mean, it's if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. But if you want to, I mean, I just think Python is pretty, and when I feel good writing Python code because I know it looks nice. Which Lisps do I use / like? Well, I started out in Mac Lisp and then Franz Lisp, and then I wrote Dunnet in the new version of Dunnet in Emacs Lisp. But I mean, they're all pretty similar.
Yeah, personally for me, I think I don't think I've had any experience with Lisp, but I have experience with Scheme and a couple of dialects.
Oh wow! So how did you learn? Why did you learn Scheme?
So we had a course in university where they taught us rackets, and then another programming course where they taught us what is it, version 5 of Scheme, whatever it's called. So I had experience through that. I haven't had a chance to use it since though.
Yeah, I mean, really, I know that. I mean, MIT since Scheme has existed has taught it as their intro language in their opening CS class called 6001. At least it used to be called that. I didn't know any other university taught it other than MIT, but must be Waterloo or something. It's got to be a high-end university.
Yeah, I'm not gonna dox myself, but you guys can figure that out. Yeah, we could come out of MIT and Lisp. There's the famous what is it? That one book, the no, the name is escaping me, but the cover is a bit of a meme these days. SICP, yes, that's what it is. There's a repo on GitHub full of anime girls holding programmer books, and SICP is one of the ones that comes up pretty often.
Very cool.
On I guess oh yeah, SICP, yeah. On another topic then, I see here on your website that you do music.
Yeah. Yeah, music's definitely a love of mine. I've always played keyboards, piano. I used to do some arranging for multiple instruments, but right now I just play keyboards.
Keyboards like synthesizers, keyboards like pianos.
Yeah, well, I used to have a synthesizer. Actually, I'll tell it. Actually, it's on my webpage. A funny story about synthesizers. If you want me to tell that one.
Sure. I think we have time.
Yeah. So I had one of the first digital synthesizers. It was called a Krumar DS2, and I brought it to high school. I went to boarding school in Massachusetts, and I brought it with me. And when I had to leave the school, I had to leave kind of quickly, so I couldn't take the synthesizer with me. So I told this guy who was down the hall to hold on to it for me. Now he had, since I'd been there, he'd been very curious about the synthesizer, and he would come into my dorm room and play it, and I was teaching him stuff about it, and he got pretty good. And anyway, so I let him have it until I could get it. Well, after I left, and anyway, I never saw it again. And the guy turned out to be Paige McConnell, who's one of the founders of the group Fish. So a lot of people say that Fish wouldn't have existed if not for me and my synthesizer.
That's good. You mentioned you arrange pieces. Do you compose at all?
Not anymore. No, I did when I was a kid, but I really haven't gotten back into that.
What did you use to do your arrangements?
What did I use? Oh, it was on paper.
Oh, it's hardcore.
Yeah, I mean, it was in the 70s.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't really have much of an option. I do some composition arranging streams pretty regularly on my channel. I use MuseScore, but I couldn't imagine doing it on paper.
Yeah, like you said, we didn't have much of a choice, but I should get back into it. And now that it sounds like it would be a lot easier.
Oh, it's yeah, tons easier. MuseScore is one of those free and open source programs, so definitely I think it's worth checking out. And it sounds great too.
Yeah, well, cool.
Actually, hold on. Keyboards and percussion, it says here. What percussion instruments?
Yeah, I mean, in I guess junior high school, I played drums and xylophone and timpani, I guess.
Oh, that sounds like
technically, piano is a percussion instrument too. Just
depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also played percussion when I was in high school. They put me on the glockenspiel because I didn't have any prior experience with doing band instruments, but I did have some piano experience. So, you know, it being having a keyboard layout, it made sense. Okay, what else do we have here? Let's take one from the forum. What games do you play? Computer games, sports, board games, mahjong, etc.
Right. Well, we talked about Segway Polo. I play. Well, lately I've been playing bridge. I learned that over COVID, so I really enjoy playing bridge. I like puzzle type games. I play solitaire mahjong. I recently spoke with someone who I met on the cruise last week, who's a championship mahjong player. So she got me kind of interested in learning a little bit more about competitive mahjong. So I might learn how to play that. I used to play arcade games like crazy. I was like nuts about arcade games. I play several hours a day, and there's actually a story. There's an old school vector graphics arcade game called Tempest, and a friend of mine and I figured out a hack where, like, if you got like an actual specific score, like down to the digit, and ended the game right on that score, it would give you free plays.
Amazing.
So yeah, we use that to our advantage, and got a lot of free games. And I actually eventually reached out to the guy who wrote the game for Atari, and he said it was just a bug, that it wasn't actually a backdoor that got put in. But and then I found, like, if you got other specific scores, other things would happen, like you could warp to any level, and you know, one specific score, the counter would give you 40 free games. Another specific score, it would give you 40 free games, but you'd hear a click every time it gave you a new game. So we figured out that meant that it was like incrementing the counter of how many quarters should be in the machine. So like, oh, we don't want to do that one because people will figure it out. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, unintended bugs are always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I assume here mahjong was called out specifically because we do a lot of, well, maybe not a lot of, but we do mahjong pretty regularly here. It's for some definition of regular. So you know, if you ever want to learn mahjong, you know, feel free to ask.
I think I do. I think I'm inspired to learn. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what version of mahjong you want to learn?
I didn't know there are different versions. I know that this person I met, she competes nationally at, you know, in-person tournaments and stuff. So I don't know what that means.
Yeah. So every region basically has their own version of mahjong. The one I primarily play is Japanese mahjong, which is a lot more. You said you played bridge, and I think you would enjoy Japanese mahjong because it does have a lot of. It's less luck based, I guess. Whereas Chinese versions, it tends to be more fast and more luck based.
Yeah, I definitely like skill based in general.
Jellycoat here, who is a big mahjong enthusiast. Cruise ships are usually American mahjong. Good to know.
Well, she wasn't on the cruise ship in any way related to mahjong. She was just vacationing and you know, told me that that's what she does. You know, my wife and I were talking to her, and she was telling us about how she competes nationwide.
Yeah. American Mahjong, by the way, if you ever are interested in learning that, is very different from the other forms. And you have to buy a card from the national organization every year to get the hands that you can play.
Yeah, I know nothing about it, so I'm excited to learn.
Going more on the form, we have here, what's for dinner?
Well, you know, I used to have a website called theonionsoup.com. And on it, I reviewed onion soups all over the world because I love French onion soup. And I'm a big, you know, from my webpage, I love cheese. A few years ago, I don't know, it's like 10 years ago now, GoDaddy accidentally deleted the webpage and all my backups to it. So that website is no longer around except on archive.org, where you can actually see all the stuff I reviewed. But so the short answer to the question is I'm going to have onion soup tonight at a place here in Los Angeles that I think has the best onion soup in the world right now. If I was still reviewing it, I would be rating it #1. And after I'm done eating, I'll put in the chat or somewhere, wherever you tell me where I was.
Just having a look at the Wayback Machine here. Do we have to go a little bit older for this? No, current top onion soups. So you have here #1, Bouchon Bistro at Yorkville. Or Yountville, sorry. I think we have to go a little bit older.
Yeah, go a lot older.
Even older, okay.
Yeah, it's like almost 10 years ago they deleted it.
Oh, there we go. I have posts here. I'll send this over in chat if any of you wants to peruse that on your own time. Even complete with pictures, very good.
Yeah. They got higher resolution as time went on. I mean, you can imagine the digital cameras in 2008 weren't that great.
Yeah. Are you much into photography?
Yeah, I mean, not like professional grade, but yeah, I'm into photography.
What kind of camera did you use back in the day? Do you remember that?
Some sort of Minolta. Eventually had a Canon AE1 when it first came out. That was like a big deal at the time.
Oh yeah, I remember those. Yeah. I was mildly into photography, but then I kind of fell off. But I still use the I think the principles from photography to set up like good screenshots and whatnot during streams and stuff. Because I often, when I watch streams, sometimes I'll take screenshots, and you gotta set things up so that you take screenshots of good moments and moments that are framed correctly or artistically.
Yeah, and you know what is really cool now? I think the astrophotography that you can do with the phones. I mean, I have a Pixel 9 Pro XL, and every now and then I'm in a spot where I can try to do the astrophotography, and it always blows my mind what you can do.
Oh yeah, astrophotography is. I like space, and I wish I was in a spot where I could do that kind of thing. One of the streamers that I'm friends with is works with astrophysics, and she has access to a remote telescope. She takes pictures of those.
Amazing.
Let's see, what else do we have here? I guess we can move on to the demo, because I think we may have run out of questions. If chat, if any of you have any more questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Or in the form that's pinned in the chat. But we have one here. Dunnet is a lot of fun. Thanks for the extraordinary adventure. Can you give an example of how to use the wizard mode, the correct expression to teleport to a game location?
How do you want to do this?
We're gonna go over here. I have Dunnet all set up. Why don't you just walk us through it?
Okay.
So I believe we have to go to the computer room.
Okay. Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
So
I'm just gonna pull up the map here that we have.
Oh, I can just tell you. Get all east, dig.
Oh, we gotta get the shovel first. Back. Pick up. Take. Let's take. Take shovel.
I just get all. Yeah.
Get all. Yeah. Found something. Don't remember. Do we need to inspect this?
Can I see you in real time, or I can only see what's on YouTube?
I can. Yeah. Let me share my screen over on Discord so you can see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get
This
all.
map. Yeah. Get all.
Southwest. Oh wait,
West.
yeah. No, I was wrong. Southeast. Southeast.
Okay, so should we... Oh, we can't go that way. So southeast.
Get all.
Get all.
Southeast.
Southeast again.
Drop food.
Food.
Get all.
Get all.
Northwest. Northeast. Northeast.
Okay. And we are at the building fronts.
Yeah, northeast again.
Northeast
Or
again.
northeast. And then west.
West.
Put board in VAX. Put CPU in VAX. Type.
Okay. Alright, the login.
Tukmund. Robert. Okay.
Actually, before we get...
Nice. Yeah, I was gonna say save.
Oh yeah, save. So we can... What is it? Quit?
Exit.
Exit. Right, because we're in a shell. So save... computer, I guess. But actually, I think we got a question on Twitter. Who is Robert Tukmund?
Oh, good question. So that was kind of an alias I used in my time when I was in sort of the hacking and phone freaking subculture. That's all it is. It's an alias of mine.
And what about the other users in the game?
Those users are actual people. Well, so when I was in that same subculture, I came across those people. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, so we are now logged into the computer.
Yeah, just type ls so we can see, where we are or whatever. Okay, so the wizard mode allows you to do shell assignments, right? And the variables are actually the variables in the source code of the game. So, I mean, they will overwrite the variables in the source code for the game. So, for example, if you were to type like inventory, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Go back, Control U, dun-inventory.
Sorry, how do you spell that?
dun-inventory equals single quote, open parenthesis. Let's do 1 space 2 space 3, all the way up to. I'm sorry, the number 1.
Oh,
space
2 or 3. Okay.
So, yeah,
Right, we're creating a list. Okay.
Yeah, go up to 12 or something.
9, 10, 11, 12.
Close parenthesis, and then just enter. I think the wizard password's Moby, right? M-O-B-Y. Right. And once you exit, or actually, I guess you could do ls. You can see you have all those objects now. And if you exit and do I for inventory, you'll see you have all those objects.
Very cool.
Yeah, so you can do type again if you want to actually teleport. But it'll be, we won't be able to get back. So if there's anything else you want to do while we're still here.
What's the most interesting thing you think you can do with wizard mode?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I put it in there. I never really played with it too much. I just thought this will be cool. Anybody could do whatever they want. Maybe somebody will come up with something interesting. But no.
Also, I figure this might have been a debugging tool, so it's just something. I guess it isn't.
Nope, it wasn't.
So maybe we're. I don't know if I've seen people play around with wizard mode online, so this may be.
Nope.
Fairly new.
It's a first, yeah.
Yeah.
So you could do done-current-room equals, and then put any room number you want. 23? I don't know.
23?
Oh,
Sure,
no.
we can go with that.
Okay, yeah. All right.
And so,
I mean, now if you do ls, nothing will be different, right? I mean, because you're still on the computer. But if you exit,
then we should be in the other room, wherever 23 is.
Yep.
Reception area. But then to go back, we'd have to go all the way back.
yeah, you'd have to make your way back.
Yeah. And so, just to see if we wanted a list of all the variables, we just have to look in the source code, look for everything that starts with done.
Yeah, done dash. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the functions are called that too. So.
Functions and variables and all that are pretty much all the same in Lisp anyway. So.
Yeah. Well, what would happen if you overrode a function? That would be interesting.
Well, we have a save point, so we can try that. Was it loads?
Yeah. Restore. Sorry.
Restore computer. Do you have a function on hand?
No, but let me look.
In the meantime, Xenotimes here says here, wait, the objects in the game are in the computer. Yes. You absolutely try this game out for yourself. If you have a copy of Emacs, you can do Emacs-batch-l Dunnet, and you can play through it.
So I don't know. There's like a function called done-quit that is what happens when you type quit. So I guess theoretically, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot how to do this in Lisp. Is it def?
Defun.
Defun.
Yeah. Done dash. Well, I don't know if you can override it.
Well, I can give it a shot. Well, I guess we can just make this print something. Is it print in Lisp?
So close parenthesis. Actually, this takes an argument. So open parenthesis arg. Close parenthesis, then open parenthesis princ.
C.
Space, double quote, foo. Double quote, close paren.
Okay. And then we should just be able to quit and then see it do stuff. Oh, hey!
Ah! Wow. Taught me something.
And now we'll never be able to quit. Yeah. Well, we can control D and all this stuff happens, but... Well, there you go, chat. You can now play around with that and let us know what the consequences of your play around are. Words.
Yeah.
But yeah, should be fun.
I did not expect that to work. That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I might have tried that 30 years ago. I don't know.
Well, I guess that's what happens when you put in a backdoor. Crazy things happen. Which I guess means that you could. I mean, I guess modding Dunnet is actually pretty easy since the source code's open, but you can maybe mod it in game.
Yeah, it's cool. Somebody's playing it right now, but we spoiled too much already.
Xenotime.
Forget everything you just saw.
Yeah. Xenotime, you're a VTuber. You should save it for stream. For my playthrough, it was actually, I think, my second time going through it, so I didn't have all the surprise and stuff that you would have gotten on the first playthrough. But Xenotime here is going through his first time, so if he decides to save it for stream, we'll get those reactions.
That'd be awesome.
All I've done is pick up a shovel. Yeah.
Be careful with that shovel.
Mm-hmm. I do a little bit of a spoiler here. I do like the traps that you put in, and it's kind of interesting that there are ways that you can get into situations where you have just completely cut off any potential progress, which is not something that you generally see in games these days. You find that people like to have something where they can back out of.
Yeah, I kind of don't like that about it. I mean, I wanted to do it because I wanted to be evil, I guess, in some sense. But I also put in the help, like, please save your game a lot. I think I put that in the help.
Yeah,
But
I do remember
like, I
that.
always-
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, I want you to get into those traps, but I also want you to have a save game, so you don't have to go all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah. So for
So,
anyone,
like,
go ahead.
go ahead.
I was just
That's
gonna
all-
say,
it's like
yeah.
the
Go ahead.
maze,
Go
like,
ahead.
The maze is like a necessary evil for all adventure games. Like, I hate mazes. I hate that they exist, but it's like you can't write a text adventure and not have a maze. Just be like, it's kind of like against the rules. So I had to put it in there.
Yeah, the maze was. I think you had mentioned in the Discord. You're glad that I put it in verbose mode because I was just going around in circles.
Yeah, no, that was one of the times I was yelling at the screen because you weren't noticing like the slight changes in the description and stuff like that. That was something I put in there to try to make it easier.
Yeah, gotta thank 539 here. I like the way you did this maze with the subtle hints. He was the one who actually pointed it out during that playthrough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It makes me wonder how I noticed it the first time. I mean, I guess I just had a either I stumbled my way through it or I had a keen eye for the details. And streamer brain is real. If you stream, your IQ just drops. I guess, do we have any more questions on the sheet? We do. Kate here says, "Are you a cool dude?"
Well, I guess depends who you ask. Some people say yes, some people say no.
I would say yes. I think you've had a lot of accomplishments, and being able to having this game here is already a point there. But on the topic of text adventure games, you also on your website said, I should close that window, under the Dunnet section. I recently, you recently translated something to Python. An older game that you have.
Yeah. Do I actually talk about that on the website?
Oh, it's right here.
Oh yeah, Dungeon. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. So I have not released this to the world, but I did send you a copy. It's definitely not. It's not Dunnet. It's not. I don't even know if I'd call it a good text adventure, but it's the one I wrote in 1981. And if you want, we can give it a try.
Yeah, let's go. I do have it loaded up here. It's called Dungopop, if I'm pronounced that correctly. You recently ported it to Python 3, especially for the stream, so thank you for that.
Sure.
Why don't we give that a go? I don't have the facilities to make a map here, so we're just gonna wing it.
Okay.
Yeah, and feel free to yell at me for any of this, by the way. Country Club, you are by a big country club. The country club looks as if it has been abandoned for a long time. To the west, there is a golf course. To the east, there is a large pool, once used for swimming. A dusty trail leads to the south. To the north is the entrance boarded up. So always, whenever you're doing this kind of text adventure, you look around. I assume the commands are probably pretty similar. But also, you should look at the help.
Advanced.
Yeah.
Yes, the help is the first thing you should always do.
1981 set L, text adventure games north-south. It's pretty standard stuff. Add a notification. Oh yeah, because yeah, right. You added a couple of features to the Python version. So what's behind the name Dungopop, if that isn't a spoiler?
Nothing actually. That's just what. I don't remember if it was Nathan or me. I don't know which one of us came up with that, but we didn't want to just call it Dungeon. So I don't know. I don't know how that happened. With 1981, and I was 14 years old.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. I guess we can just start exploring. We can go to west of the golf course, so the putting green. You're on the putting green of the golf course. Near you is the 17th hole. The golf course continues to the west, and there is a grassy field to the north. Continue west. Aha, poker chips. 19th hole. Sign high above reads, those with a score of par or under go to the north. There's a brick walkway leads north, and golf course continues to your east. We got a bunch of poker chips. We can Is this sophisticated enough to have it get all?
No, sorry.
All right, so we keep gets 49, I guess. Gets
No, I just get chip.
get chip. Okay.
Yeah.
Get
these were added for the Python version, and so I added this capability.
I guess we just keep doing this until we run out of chips.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I had put there's a utility, what was it, readline something something, that adds readline on top of the command line.
Oh, yeah.
It's very handy, but I didn't start it with that. Okay, so we have all the chips. RL wrap, yes, that's what it is. Readline wrap. I have that. Have you ever? I mean, you've been around long enough that you might have used it. The ED editor.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
all I had. I mean,
yeah, that's all you had.
That was it.
Yeah, I actually do know how to use this, and I do use it. I wouldn't say fairly regularly, but certainly more than the average person.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, the commands still persist. I mean, if you look at, like, if you're in VI or Vim or whatever you want to call it, and you know, those same commands are what you type after the colon, and if you use, you know, sed, same commands.
Yeah. Well, what programming, or sorry, not programming language, what editor do you tend to use these days?
Emacs always.
Always, yeah. I'm a Vim user.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have a score of power under. Okay, I guess we don't. Golf course is easy, so I guess that was that. So what got you into Emacs?
Well, when I was at MIT, this is what everybody used, and you know, sharing an office with Richard Stallman, and it's, you know, it's the greatest editor in the world.
Yeah, I guess if you're with Stallman, yeah, him using the Emacs, and yeah, that would make sense. We're now at the grassy field. Find yourself the grassy field golf course. The golf course begins to your south. Oh, do we actually have to go through the golf course? That's interesting. Get club. When we go to the north, there is no way to get. Oh no, to the south. Ah, we were just there. This is why it's useful to have a map.
It's a fellow Emacs user. Glad to hear it.
Yes. I have Emacs mostly for the games. I've tried. I have played around with actual editing before, but I don't know it well enough to to actually edit text in it efficiently. But I do use some of his keybinds in, say, the console, just moving around that way. But it is pretty handy.
Well, that's all you need to know how to do editing.
Yeah. I don't know enough though, because I know there are a lot of editing like keystrokes that you use that you don't end up using the console. Okay, where are we going? So we went west. We either need to find a way to get par, or we continue the other way. I think we went east. And we can go east again, I guess, because we'll explore the other side.
Yeah, maybe go south. Go south first.
South, okay. A shed entrance. You're before the entrance to an old tool shed to your south. The path you are on leads back to the north. A door is open to the south. So I guess we go down to the tool sheds. There's a door leading out to your north. There's an inner tube here, so we can take the inner tube. I wonder what we need that for. Oh, I guess it'd be useful in the pool.
And I always examine stuff whenever.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's command.
It's X for short.
X tube.
I don't remember if any of these have anything, but.
Oh, I can examine the rest of these.
Never mind. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we don't have anything there. Okay, so we go up, back to the pool, I guess. Towards the top of a rusty ladder leading to the dark depth of the pool. Path circles around the pool, and a trail leads off to the west. The pool is empty.
You know, in text adventures, you could always, like, it's one of the rules, like, if there's something that's changeable, it's always on a separate line, you know?
Yeah. So, can we jump in the pool? Guess we can't jump. Can we throw something in the pool? I don't know what we'd want to throw, though. Throw inner tube into pool? I guess we have that. I don't know what that would do, though.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah. So we get tube. Before we use the top
there's an inner tube in Dunnet too. It's funny. I just realized that.
I don't actually remember that. Was that
you needed to have it to cross the lake.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Got out of the main.
Before you use the top of a rusty ladder leading to. I am not understanding the directions here. Oh, so I guess we have the west.
Well, that's where you came from, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
So actually, yeah, this is sort of unique here in that it doesn't lay out the directions. I mean, if you're on the west side of the pool, if you wanted to go to the north side, you'd go northeast, right? Or you could go east into the pool, or down, I guess, down the ladder.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Bottom pool on the west side. You are the bottom pool. Concrete floor slopes downwards to the east into darkness. A rusty steel ladder leads upwards along the west wall of the pool. There is a red golf ball here, so I guess we can take that. And then examine the ball. I guess there's nothing here. So the ladder is where we came from, and then we can go east to.
Maybe save.
Oh yeah, we should probably save. Yeah. Save 01. In your own directory, please. Is that because it was expected to be run in some shared
I don't
location?
remember. I mean, I totally didn't change that, so yeah, I don't remember.
There's a small puddle of red liquid on the ground here. The only direction you can go appears to be back west. So we can take the key. Examine the key. Do any of these have have information?
I don't remember.
All right.
Because I have the command. So.
And then we can examine the red liquid, I guess. Or can we only examine things in our own inventory?
Who knows?
Yeah. Can we go down? Can we interact with the puddle in any way? No. Okay. Where are we? We can go back west then.
L is short for. Look.
Oh, L. Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I guess this is where a map. I said this earlier. It's, I'm starting to feel the need for a map. But at least I have you here, where you can tell me where we are. How much of this game do you remember?
I only am remembering any of it because I played it recently to test the Python 3 version.
Yeah. Do you ever plan to release this out to the world?
I guess this, how it goes over here might have a lot to do with it. I mean, if somebody says, "Oh, this is awesome," then yeah.
I think it'd be worth it. But yeah, I'm also of the opinion that a lot of things should be out in the public. So you said, so we went down, but we can also go, was it northeast?
Mm-hmm.
You're on the north side of the pool. The path you are on circles back around the pool to the west. There is a fence preventing access to the east. The pool is empty.
So I guess southwest is the way back, and then you can try southeast.
So we can go southeast then.
First you gotta go back southwest to go to the west side, and then you can go southeast to see the south side.
Yeah, 539 says here. I'd certainly like to check it out. Yeah, I think it is definitely like if nothing else, a an item of historical interest, I guess.
Okay, so maybe I'll do that. Thanks. But really, what the point of where you are now, like you have a ball, you got the ball, you have the golf club, so that's how you need that to get a score under par. Basically, you need to.
I see. Yeah, see, this is streamer brain kicking in. There's a lot of stuff to hold in your head. Okay, so I guess the goal here is we're trying to get par, and we need the what's in our inventory here. We have the golf ball. So
you're gonna want to find a hole,
right?
And somewhere on the golf course. I don't know if you were there already. I lost track, but there's a hole somewhere.
Yeah, so we were there earlier, so we can go back to the putting green here.
Oh, yeah.
Near you is the 17th hole, so we can drop the ball, and then can we putt ball? Aha! And I hear a faint rushing noise to the east, which means we can go east now. We were just from there.
Did you achieve par or greater? I don't remember.
I don't actually remember what par is. Yeah, I think it said par.
Well, no, I mean, it said you didn't have par or greater. I don't know now that if you've done the putting, if you can go that direction where it said you can't go unless you have par or under. That might be later. I don't remember.
I don't remember where that is, but I do remember reading it somewhere. Oh, actually, no, we got to go back.
It's into the golf course somewhere, right?
Yeah. Can we pick up the ball?
No, it's in the hole.
It's in the hole.
It went somewhere. It triggered some rushing sound somewhere. There you go.
Yeah. So we can try north and try to. We don't have a score par under.
All right, so that's later. Never mind.
So I guess that means we need to pick up another ball then somewhere.
No. It's probably something else you need to do later. You achieved something by putting, and there's a rushing sound to the east, which is, as you may remember, where the pool is in the general direction.
Oh yeah, that's right. So we can go there. Oh, we've got another ball then. Yeah, ball gets.
Well, it's probably the same ball.
To your north, the pool contains a strange red liquid. So I guess the red liquid from earlier, or I guess there might be more of it.
Yeah, now the pool's full.
So the pool's full. Can we
So
go?
now maybe.
Yeah.
Try that.
A narrow corridor. A narrow corridor that ends here on its south
I
side.
see what happened. Yeah, you went to the east side of the pool by you went across the pool.
Oh.
So now.
Yeah. I have no idea where we are.
Yeah, so because the pool was full, you were able to, when you went down, you actually went into the pool, and you ended up on the east side of the pool.
Oh,
and
I
that's
see.
the last room you were in, where all that stuff was, including the lamp. And now you're about to go into the dungeon.
Okay. And this is the dungeon part of Dungopop.
There you
Strange, narrow stairway leads upwards in daylight, so that's where we came from. The cobwebs all sides of you, and you can feel a tingling going through your spine. Well, can we get the cobwebs? I don't think it's going to be useful. Is there anything? Oh yeah, so there's we go north. Oh yeah, so this line also shows up in Dunnet. I guess this is where
text adventure.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually haven't had much experience with other text adventures. I think the only ones that I've played are. Have you ever heard of the versificator ones?
No.
Yeah, those Aunts and Butlers was, I think, my first one.
So in Dunnet, one thing is unique about Dunnet is you don't need to actually light the lamp. As long as you have the lamp, that's all you need. But in this one, like most of them, you have to light. Yeah.
I see. I almost forgot we had a lamp, so thanks for the reminder. Locker room. Passages lead off in all cardinal directions. There are always lockers fill the room, and almost all appear to be damaged. One nice-looking locker stands before you. A sign on the locker reads, "Deposit all valuables here for safety." Locker is now closed. So this seems like where we're going to be putting our valuables. Which,
by the way, one thing that's different about this particular text adventure, well, that from Dunnet, is that you actually can score points without doing that. So you actually can score points for figuring stuff out like the pod, I think, probably scored you some points. So you can do type score and see what your score is.
Yeah, okay. Using 93 commands. So I guess there's a bit of a speed run element to this too.
If you want there to be, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So in all cardinal directions, which means we've got a lot of directions to explore. Now we're in the boiler room going north. The gaping hole to the east where a boiler probably once was, and a door leads out to the south. So we just came from the south, and we probably want to go east in this case. No one knows about room. Any room for which you have to pull out a boiler by the roots to find is probably one that no one was supposed to know about. And boilers are probably pretty heavy, aren't they? To the east, there seem to be a very large number of stalactites and stalagmites. In fact, they fit together so perfectly as to form a wall, preventing your exit in this direction. There is an old and valuable treasure map here, so we can take that map, and we can examine the map, and hopefully there's something that says. Map says, eat the inner tube for a rewarding experience. That's, I'm gonna save right there.
Remember, this game was written by a 14 and 17-year-old, so...
Fair enough. But if it's telling me to eat the inner tubes, I guess it would be safe to do so. You desperately try to shove an inner tube down your throat with little success. Can we cut the tube? Okay. So where are we right now? Where else can we go? So the east we haven't explored yet, I think. But we can't go there because it prevents us from exiting this direction. That makes sense. There might be a way, perhaps, to remove those, or rather, get it to. This seems like a secret entrance then, if they fit perfectly. So maybe we'll find a way to get that to open up. Is there anything else in the map? Okay. How do we get out of here? Where were we before? Was it from the south? West? Yeah, west. Right, because we came from the east. And we can go back south through the locker room. We went north earlier, I think. So we can go out east this time. We're in the east room.
Let's go back. I don't know if you consider the map to be treasure, then you might want to put it in the locker.
Oh yeah, sure.
Because remember, it says valuable treasure map. So.
Deposit map, or put map
in.
Put map in locker. Locker is closed. Can we examine lockers? No. So how do we open the locker? Open. Oh,
I've had open lock.
Clearly, I haven't played enough text adventure games. So we can get the axe and examine the axe. There's nothing there, but we can put map in locker.
See if that changed your score.
You got 28 out of 279.
Yeah.
And then we just remember the thing about the inner tube. We can maybe put the inner tube in the locker. Can we get stuff out of the locker after we put them in? That doesn't seem like.
The axe out of there.
Oh yeah, you're right. So we can. So I guess it'd be safe to do that then. Put tube in locker. Nothing changed. So we're gonna get the tube back out. So that might be useful for later. And actually, on that note, we didn't check what the score was before we took the axe out. But I assume it's probably not valuable. In locker. Okay, so we can safely take the axe out too. Take axe. Okay. So in that case, we can look. I think we go to the east. I was going to. Tunnel leads off to the west, so that's where we came from, and then the hole in the floor leads downwards, so we can go down. Just making sure that we are good for time here. And we still got lots of time. You are in the old prison. The floors are covered with dust and cobwebs. Running from floor to ceiling, there are 2 cells in this jail. One to the north and the other to the west. You can crawl back up through a hole. And up is where we came from. So we can, I guess, explore the north side. Northern cell, you are in the northern cell. The skeleton of an ancient prisoner remains here, chained to the wall. Ex-skeleton. Okay, I guess it's just for decoration. We can go back south, since it seems like there's nothing here. And then we can go to the west. The hall, before the western cell, so we're in a hallway. Door is closed and locked. Through the bars of the cell, you can see a bankroll, but it is just beyond your reach. Which means, do we have anything in our inventory that lets us grab it? If this were real life, I'd probably try the axe, but I don't think that'll work here. Or the golf club. We can try the door, open door, even though it is locked. Ooh, do we have the key though? Put key in door? Is that how that works?
Unlock door.
Unlock door? There is a click and the door to the cell is unlocked.
There you go.
Alright. We can go open door. And then how do we go through the door? Go through door?
Probably just west.
West. Oh yeah, because, right, we're heading to the cell.
Yep.
The cell opens to the east, so that's where we came from before. Looking around, you notice that there is a rather loose block in the western wall. There is a fat bankroll here. Okay, so we can take that. That's probably one of the valuables. And then...
Bug.
What was that?
There's a bug.
Oh, is there?
I just saw information. It's spelled it wrong. Okay.
Well, I've noticed a few...
Yeah.
Noticed a few typos here and there. But, you know, 14-year-old, right?
Well, also, it could have been when I was retyping from the printout.
Oh, perhaps, yeah, that too. Right, because this was a, you only had the hard copy on you.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we have a bankroll. We can go back to the locker room and put that in. Unless we can do...
Just something with that block, right?
Yeah, how do I interact with that? Take block?
Try maybe push block?
Push block. I feel like I need a vocabulary of verbs here.
It's part of the game.
Yeah. I remember going through Dunnet for the first time, and it was a lot more adventurous in the verbs that I used. I guess it's really just streamer brain here. Push block. The block is loose, yet with all your effort and you cannot budge it. The surfaces seem to be too rough to slide the block out. I'll try pushing the block again. Okay. Can we pull the block? Probably not. So what can we use to slide the block out? Maybe that's something we find out later?
I think it is.
Yeah, okay. So we can go back then. Go back to the east. We can go back to up. And then where are we? The west. No, we just came from there.
The east room, so west is back. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So then we put what do we just take? Bankroll?
Mm-hmm.
In locker. So we should see the score go up. Very good. And we had all cardinal directions. I think south is where we came from, so we can try west now. Passage leads back east. There's a small hole leading off to the northeast, so we can try there. West end of a crawlway, which means we can go east do the rest of it. Passage opens up to a large room in the east. We can try that again. Macaroni room. What's your favorite pasta?
Maybe macaroni. I like linguine.
Yeah, I like linguine too. The walls resemble macaroni and cheddar cheese. And you actually mentioned you like cheese in your websites. Yeah. What's your favorite cheese then?
I like them all. I like the junky ones and I like the sophisticated ones. All of it.
Have you ever tried the what was it? Kasumatsu, I think it was the one with the maggots.
No.
Would you ever try it?
No, I don't think so. No.
Fair enough. 539 here says thoughts on Kawatapi.
I recently had an 18 years aged cheddar though. It was unbelievable.
Ooh, well that sounds be pretty strong. Yeah, Kawatapi there is a type of curly pasta. Have you ever? What are your thoughts on that?
The shape doesn't bother me.
Okay, so back to the game here. A passage leads out to the east, and there is a narrow opening in the south wall. There's a bottle of slippery salad oil here. So I guess we can take the oil.
Yeah.
I see.
Whoa.
Things are starting to add up now. Okay, we're gonna go back to that western cell later. But while we're here, we can continue exploring. We can go south, I guess.
Haven't saved in a while.
That's good. Right, we should save. What are we on now? 4? Okay, so north. We're back in the west. Hold on. Yeah, we're back in the west room. Oh, okay, I see. So that was a shortcut to go back somehow. A passage leads back to east, and there's a small hole leading northeast. So we can go back to this here, east end of the hallway, and then we go back to east here, macaroni room. And now we actually want to go to the east. For the riddle room. Sign on the wall reads, what is iron ring? I guess. Fe being the symbol for iron, and then it's arranged in a ring. But I have no idea what to do with this. Answer. Can we do an answer? We can't answer.
Actually, whatever the answer is, you just type the answer.
That makes sense.
Well, I don't think it does make sense, but that's the way it is.
Or is this perhaps as Xenotime here mentioned, it's a chemistry. Is this a molecule? I don't know what this is. Fe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I guess we can try Fe 18.
I'm happy to give hints if
sure.
in the interest of time. So you're right. Fe is iron, but why is iron Fe?
Because it is from the Latin or whatever it was.
Ferrous.
Ferrous, yes.
Is what it is. Right. That's a hint.
5-9 here says elements like iron tend to form crystals, not molecules. Oh, it sounds like he's got it. I am not getting it quite yet.
So so you said iron ring before.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of iron, say ferrous, but it's not ferrous ring. It's ferrous something else.
Ferrous. I'm drawing a blank. Does this have anything to do with chemistry? Yeah. Chat, if you know the answer, feel free to put.
Instead of No, not circle.
Oh no, oh no. Is this Ferris wheel? Ah. What a pun.
Yeah, I think, on that particular day when we wrote this, it was like somebody told me that joke, and I was like, I'm putting it in the game.
That's I don't know if I would have come up with that on my own. But yeah, that's a good pun. A huge cloud of thick black smoke fills the room. When the smoke clears, you find that there's now an open door to the east. A sound like water running through pipes is briefly heard. Maybe we get more action from the pool. Or maybe the pool doesn't matter at this point. Glitter room. You're in...
check your scar, because I think solving that riddle probably.
Ah, right, because you did say that like solving stuff does.
Mm-hmm.
Good point to save. As if they were made of diamonds or emeralds. We have valuables here. Well, actually, it just says precious jewelry here, so we can take that too. Load is too heavy. You need to lighten up first. Okay. What do you have? What do we have in our inventory? Do we care about some of this stuff? We can offload some. Okay. So how about we go back to the locker room, deposit some of the stuff there, because we definitely do have things that we can put in there.
I don't think you do, actually.
Oh, do we not?
Nope.
Well, we can definitely... Okay, we can make use of the salad oil. So that's one thing we can drop. We can probably... I'm assuming we can probably drop all the chips.
Well, so I'll give you a spoiler about the chips. The chips is something I added for Python because the maze is just impossible. And it allows you to just like leave your breadcrumbs, leave the chips as breadcrumbs. So you can see which room is which, because I just thought it was just too hard. And by the way, the numbers are random and different every time you play.
Okay.
Just for fun.
So I'm guessing then that means that... oh, because I guess there's no way of identifying the rooms otherwise?
Yeah, it's just harder.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that's true, yeah.
But okay, well, while we have the salad oil, we may as well go back then.
Yeah.
How are we for time? You said you had to leave at 10, so we'll probably go for another half hour-ish.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just gonna check on the questions here. By the way, if any of you have any more questions to ask, you can ask in chat or in the pinned comments, and we'll keep an eye on those. Okay, so where were we from before? In the east wall, so I think east wall is new. And the west, okay. And then we can go back through the south wall, and we're in west room, go back to the locker room. And now, I think it was the east side to go to the no, not the boiler room. Down to the prison, and we went west for the western cell. And now we have the western cell. Put oil on block. On... Didn't we push block earlier?
Yeah. Don't remember how to do this.
There.
Oh.
Do you remember something?
I'm trying to remember. It's definitely something you have to do in there.
What other verbs are possible?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think you have to throw. You had the right idea with drop, but I think throw is actually different in this case.
Okay, so we can throw oil on the block. Okay. It's an interesting way of doing it.
Yeah.
Glass bottle shatter is covering the block with oil, but I guess yeah, in games like this where you don't need it anymore, sometimes I guess it makes sense to destroy the object. So now we can push the block. With great effort, you managed to move the block aside, revealing a passage to the west. We're gonna go to the west. Actually, we'll save again. Before chasm. You are before a vast chasm which stretches as far as the eye can see to your west. A passage leads into a tiny hole towards the east. So east is where we came from, west is where we want to go, it seems. And it's possible to ascend the cliffs here. Maybe we want to go up then. The ring room. You have stumbled across a large ring-shaped room. The walls circle around you and there is a low ceiling. A small hole in the floor leads downward. So we came from below and now the walls circle around you. There's a low ceiling. Can we go? I don't think we can go up more. The ring-shaped room. We go east. Does it even do anything? Can we inspect anything? Can we inspect the ceiling?
I'll take it later.
Maybe come back here. We can go towards the east, I think is where we haven't gone yet. Oh, no, to the west. Ah, we're dead. Okay.
Finally killed yourself.
91 out of 79. Okay. Oh, we can go revive ourselves for a little bit. So we can load, what was it, 06?
Restore.
Oh, restore, right.
Enter.
Alright. Okay, so we're back at the chasm. This is why you save. Okay, so we go to the east. Where were we before? Yeah, so we went to the west of the chasm. So I guess we do want to go back to the east then. And the western side, go back, and then go back.
Guess hopefully you can pick up the jewelry now.
Oh, yes. West. West. This was northeast. And then east. East again. The passage leads us to the east narrow. Okay, so we go east of the riddle room and then go east again. There's the jewelry here. We can take jewelry. Apparently not. What else do we have in here? We can probably, I have a feeling we can probably drop the ball and the golf club in the locker room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem necessary, so we can go back there. Go south here, go east. Drop.
Better than I did.
What was that?
You're remembering better than I am.
Still would, a map would still be useful here, but, yeah. Drop club. And we go back west, and then a northeast, east. We go east again. Yeah, and east once more, and then take jewelry. I can spell right. And then we can go back there once more.
Yep.
Oh, actually, we haven't either. Yeah, this is new.
West was the other one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can come back there. And then put jewelry in locker. And I think we were at 93 earlier. Now we're up to 109. Okay. So we can go ahead and explore that room again. Northeast. East again. I think here is where we go east once more.
Probably should be foreboding, but yeah, it's just save if it's foreboding.
Yeah. We're at 7 now. Oh yeah, Forbidding hole in the east wall. Seems good.
I don't know if that's a typo or if it was wrong in the original. I'll have to look.
Alternatively, go upwards and explore there before possibly dying there. Landing. Landing on a tall stairwell. The stairs wind away from you in both directions. There's a hole in the west wall. Above the hole is a sign that reads, those who enter do not leave. Well, that also seems pretty ominous.
Yeah.
So maybe we go down for a bit and explore the tunnel here. Outer construction.
I think that's where the game ended. In that direction.
So is this game unfinished or?
I don't know. Good question.
So we can go west. Above the hole. Stairs wind away from you in both directions. We can actually go up even more, it seems. Or not. What does both directions mean then?
Yeah, I don't know. Should be up.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we only have west to go. Labyrinth. Oh, no, it's a maze.
No.
Well, at least we have the chips. And drop ship here.
Mhm.
Not Alice. You go east, I guess. I hope we don't run out of chips here.
Should.
But yeah. I assume you put in enough chips so that
Yes.
you can do one in every room.
Yeah.
The only problem is I don't know which chip. Okay, we gotta go back. We went east earlier, so.
Oh, these are twisting labyrinths, so that doesn't work.
Oh.
Going back doesn't mean you're going back to the same place. That's a signature feature of text adventures.
Fair enough. So in that case, how do we know which chip we dropped?
Al is, yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Oh yeah, because it's twisting, right? It means that it didn't go back to the early room. So I actually have no way of knowing which ones I dropped over there, but oh well. We know that this is 13, yeah. Right, and it's automatically L, so we drop the ship here. And that was 25. And this is where it would be useful to have a map. We're gonna wing it anyway.
Well, you know, we could, or we can restore, and since we're not gonna get through the whole game anyway, it seems like we can skip the labyrinth for now.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Explore other parts. Yeah.
So I think we're at 07. Okay. So we explored east. That was a labyrinth. We explored up. Oh no, so no, up and then west was the labyrinth, and then the east was the under construction. So I think there's probably nothing else here.
Great.
So we go back to the west, we go back to the west, we go south here, go east. And then we have a bunch of other places to explore. In all cardinal directions, which means south I think was where we came from, so now we have, say, like northwest. Oh, no, cardinal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that means that we've explored the locker.
North?
I think we tried north first, but there might be new stuff here.
Oh.
And we went to this here, and then we had the stalactite stalagmites fitting together perfectly. Still no way to open this though, as far as I've encountered.
I wonder if you have to go through. Well, maybe I can talk you through the maze. Let me find the map.
Sure. Unless there's something outside of the dungeon. But I assume most of the stuff is going to be in the dungeon, and you have to crawl out to actually finish the game.
Right. I didn't make it easy on myself. I think that's room 53.
I guess on that, on another question here is, how do you go about making a text adventure?
Oh, I don't know. You right. So what's I think common is this true? Let me check something here. I think what's common in Dunnet and this game too is that each verb is a function. So basically, I came up with the verbs first, and then it's like writing a story, right? Coming up with the different rooms and the descriptions, and and the map is a matrix, as you may have seen, and certain directions have special functions. So instead of pointing to the next room, it'll point to, like in Dunnet, I think it's 255, and then there's a separate function for what to do when there's a 255 in the room, and based on what room it is, it does something different. I don't know. I guess everybody writes them differently. There's somebody wrote a web page with the Schnell method of writing text adventures. I'll have to dig that up, but it was pretty funny.
Ah, that's interesting. I don't think I encountered that, but I think that would be a good read. So I think the way I would implement this, at least from a technical level, is probably just make a giant state machine.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. But thinking about doing that is also kind of intimidating.
Yeah.
I suppose that you just take it to like one state at a time.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, it sort of comes naturally.
Where are we? We're in the prison. I'll back up. We can go back up to the east room, go west. So do you have the instructions for the labyrinth?
Yeah, it's room 25. Okay. But I just don't know if there are any rooms in there you have to be in. I have to see what objects are there first. So 25. All right, I guess I can try labyrinth. Yeah, okay, so go to the first labyrinth room, I guess.
I feel like I'm a little bit lost here. Back in the prison somehow? Go back up. I don't know how I got here. Okay, back in the west room. Northeast. East. East again. And then up. Go west.
Okay, so up from landing is where you went?
Yes.
24. Up to 23. Now if you go landing and you went up, this is backwards. Let me check the directions here.
In any case, we can probably drop a chip here. That is number 32.
Okay, if you go up from there.
I didn't realize to go
just
up.
To make sure. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next room, which is 26. It's at east.
That'll be east. Drop a chip there. That'll be number 19.
Okay. Now we're gonna go to the next room, which is down. You want to go back? Go west, and that should bring you to the first room.
There's no way to go in that direction.
North, south.
South. Okay. Yeah, we're in the first room now.
Right. Okay, so now I want to go to 28. Southwest.
Southwest. Drop a chip there.
28. I want to go to 29. North. North again. 30. I'm gonna go to 31. South. We'll get to 32 from there. There you go. Let's have east. We'll go back to the last room.
Yeah, 46.
Then you want to go southeast.
Southeast.
Yeah.
Back in the same room.
Oh, that's not good.
Dinner time here says Easter egg idea. Half the time when you go southwest, it says your flight is canceled.
No, this is backwards. South, east, west. Maybe it goes southwest. By southwest, see if your flight gets canceled. No, damn it. What room is that? Oh no.
25. Well, thankfully we have the scroll back here. So I think that was
not gonna help me.
Yeah. That was the... After the first room, we went southwest. Or...
After the first?
Yeah, after the first room. So we circled back around to the first room, and then we went southwest. And then we dropped chip 25.
Oh. Okay, let's see. The first room was 25. No, that's not...
The first room was 32?
You're in 28 now. 28. Uh, 31 is like a dead end. Let's see, how do you get to 32? How to go to 30? And you're in 28. South?
Okay, we go south. We're back in previous room.
But southeast doesn't get you to a new room?
Apparently not.
Unless you've already been in that room, I just didn't realize it. Try up from here.
No way to go in that direction. So these room numbers, are they do they have say like labeled like variable names? No, you just kind of know them.
No, they're comments in the code.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know where you are now.
Oh, great, we're lost.
Try down.
Down. There's a poker chip with
Same
46,
place.
so we're same place,
That
yeah.
brings you to the same place. So that is the right. Seems like the right room. Hold on, let me. So I think you're in room 30. BT.
Oh, we can always inspect the code live on stream too. You don't mind?
Yeah. If you want to, but it's kind of gross.
It's not as bad as I thought it would be. Labyrinth. I can spell.
It's MVT is the map.
Sorry, spell that again.
Mike Victor Tango.
MVT. Okay. I'm assuming these are all directions.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out. I thought it would be in Dunnet, it's north, south, east, west, northeast, southeast, northwest. Oh wait, maybe I just said it right. Maybe that's what it actually is. Maybe it's because I was thinking it's northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. Maybe it's northeast, southeast, southeast. No, it looks like northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. Yeah, anyway, 25 is the start of the dungeon.
25. Alright, it's 25 there. So this would be here, and then that means it's certain directions here. Well, we can always, I think we would start the start. Like, we know what these directions are, right? Probably. Based on...
But I think you can tell from after the end of this map, it shows the order of the directions.
Oh, right, okay. That makes sense. And so these correspond to the indices here?
Yep.
So north, south, east, west, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, and up or down.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to... Do you know where the end is. We'll probably trace our way back.
Well, I just wanted to make sure you went through every room in case there's treasure in one of them.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
But I think probably 34 is the last one.
So where are we now?
I think you're in 30, but I'm not positive.
So we're on 30 then. That means that we have directions. We have these directions. I think we can try to find our way back to the start of the labyrinth then.
Could do that.
Which we had.
But you definitely have been through 31. You've been to all of them up to 31 so far.
Okay. We go back to southwest. We have number 25 here, or rather chip 25, and then from here we managed to. So I think that's. Wait, no, I have no way of knowing which room I was in to begin with.
That's the problem. You could restore.
Could restore. We're at number. Actually, I don't remember what our save point is, and I think our 7. Save point is. I think it was 7. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I think it was 7. Fitting hole in the east. I think it's upwards. Hold on. Yeah, okay. So 7 should be safe. Let's go west. Okay, drop ship. So 25.
Now you're in 25.
Yeah, so now we're definitely in 25.
You can go to 28 because we've already tried. There's no treasure in 25, 26, 27.
Okay, so
and
20.
Actually, all the way to 31. So yeah.
So 28 is direction.
Problem is, I think you can't get from 31 to 32. You have to go
2, 3, 4. So north, south, east, west, northeast, northwest, southeast. Okay. And then up or down. So from 25, we go to 28. So north, south, east.
You want to get to 32, so you want to get to 30 somehow.
Ah, right. Okay. So we're at 25. We want to get to 32. We got.
I think you can get there from 30. Yeah. So let's have west. So west should get you to
28.
30.
Oh, west should go.
West gets you to 30.
West get. Oh, right, directly to 30. Okay. So this is number 32, our first drop chip. So we drop another chip here.
Now you should be in 30, and then north, south, east, west. Is it northeast, northwest?
North. Oh, northwest. Yeah, northeast, northwest.
Mm-hmm. It should be northwest.
Okay, so we go northwest.
Aha!
Aha! There's a ring. Okay, so hopefully we can pick this up. Okay, very good. We can drop the chip here.
Okay, so now we want to get to like 33, which is up.
Just up. Wait, hold on. I thought we were room 30.
We're in 32 now.
Or 32. Okay. So now we're in 33, you said?
Yeah. So drop a chip, and then northeast, I guess.
And now we're in the living room. Alright. We're out of the maze.
Yep.
Very good. And this is where we save. 08. 08. What do we have here? Furniture adjusts to you comfortable. Dark stairway leads upwards. Your southwest is a wooden wall, and to east is a clothes closet. Since we're short on time, do you want to tell us where to go?
No, I mean, I don't know. I will tell you though that I think that the ring has something to do with the ring room.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
I think you can try to put the ring on, or wear ring maybe.
Something in this room seems to be preventing you from placing the ring on your finger. Interesting.
I think maybe in the ring room you can do that.
Okay. I'm gonna try that. Hold on. Where are we? The living room came from the northeast. I don't see anything here south, so I guess we should be free to explore wherever in this case.
Mm-hmm.
To your southeast is a wooden wall, and we can't. Oh, I guess okay, it's a wall. Can we inspect the wall? No. To the east is a clothes closet. There's very little room in here due to the fact the closet was built for dwarves' use. The brand new short dress nearby. Take dress. X dress. Nothing. But I assume there's probably nothing else here. Or wear dress, maybe.
Right.
Sorry, say again?
That's what I was going to suggest.
Yeah. Unsuccessful. I wonder if there's a way to shrink ourselves later on. But we can go to the west. And we can go up. We're back in the maze. Okay, so now we have to find a way back.
Of which room was which.
13. 13 was... whichever this one was. That was just before the thing.
Oh,
yeah,
I think it was the last one?
Yeah, it was the last one. So we can just go find a way to get back to the first.
That's 34, right?
Is that 34 or is that 33?
I think it was 34, and you want to go, well, so which way did, oh no, maybe it was 33, you're right. Oh, so you're in 33. So how do you get out? I think if you go back, what was it, northwest, to get back in the living room? No. Oh no.
Oh, now we're in a different room.
Oh, no.
Oh, we just need to find the
Oh, you can
the room.
restore and you'll be in the living room then.
Oh yeah, that's right. Or we just fumble our way around and we'll find the one with the chip that says 32 on it.
So I think there's another way you can go in this room. It looks like there was nothing that said. What does it say about northwest? Anything?
It doesn't say anything about northwest here.
It's northeast. Oh, southeast. So you tried southeast and it says, oh, apparently you need to do something to be able for that to work.
Oh right, we have the axe. Throw axe at wall because it is wooden. And then we can go southeast now. I don't know if we still need the axe.
Yeah, you might need the. You're definitely gonna. You haven't used the axe yet, really. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess it didn't say that. Didn't break the wall.
What room are you in here? You're in 34. Oh, chop.
Chop at.
Chop wall. Yeah.
That's a verb I wouldn't have expected to use. So now we can go southeast. And now we're in the country club, so back outside. Oh. Time to save. What do we have in our inventory? Yeah, so I think we'll try to do the ring thing and then we can probably end it there.
Yep. How's your score?
132. About roughly half. The west is golf course, the east is large pool. Dusty trail leads to the south. I think we want to go to the pool?
Yeah.
I don't remember this part.
East.
East.
Oh, the pool's empty.
Pool's empty now. What do we do? RCC ladder leads upward.
Maybe the gate. Maybe the gate is probably open now because that was probably the noise you heard. So you can go back up and to the northeast. Can you go east now? Oh, preventing access. Maybe on the other side. Go southwest, southeast, east.
Right. Oh, this one still says preventing access.
I do not remember.
Well, it's
here.
Yeah. How do we get back to? Oh wait. So how do we get back to the dungeon before?
Well, the pool was full, so you could go across with the inner tube.
Oh, I see. That makes sense. Okay, yeah, I guess if you ever do release this out to the world, now chat can figure out how to get past this. Or yeah,
it'd be interesting if it's not possible. I'm sure.
Yeah. Or perhaps perhaps yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll do a follow-up stream just trying to figure this whole thing out.
Yeah, I'm happy to do a stream anytime. This is fun.
We'll keep in touch then. All right, let's check back on the questions just to see if there's anything else. If you could change one thing in the Wikipedia article about you, what would it be? From Karma Komodo.
Well, so it focuses on some stuff I don't really care about. So I'd probably get rid of all the things that are loosely related to politics, even though, because I don't care about politics and it's just something I did for fun. And I would say that it should talk about the Johnny Depp stuff because I think that's notable. I know people have tried to add it to the page, and there's some Wikipedia enforcers who have decided that that's not a notable thing, even though 500 million people watched me testify. And if you search me, it's basically what comes up the most. But so yeah, that's what I would change. I would have stuff about the Johnny Depp trial.
Yeah. I would have said, Chad, you know what to do, but it sounds like the Wikipedia editors don't want that there.
Yeah, or maybe somebody knows somebody. Obviously, I do not edit my own page, and I had nothing to do with that page being there. But I did put in a request, and somebody tried to do it and it didn't work.
Oh well, maybe we'll get lucky some other time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the end of the questions. Chat, if you have any more, now is your chance to do it. But otherwise, I think we'll probably end it here for today. Do you have any announcements you want to give?
No announcements. Just nothing to plug.
All right, and I will plug your website once more. Should really close that out the window. So if any of you want to check out some of the other content here, there's a lot of answers to a bunch of questions. Including a link to a programming language, which we might check out in the future, because this seems kind of interesting. Yeah. Do you want to talk about this for a bit?
Yeah, I think you should show it. Yeah. This is when I was doing some work at MIT, there was this language called ArtSpeak, which is really cool, and it let you make these cool patterns, and as far as I could tell, the language completely disappeared. But I found like an old manual I had for it, so I rewrote the language in Python. So if you go back to the previous page and scroll down a little, like there are a couple sample programs. The first one is pretty simple. And it's just like, let C1 be circle. Yeah, so you just ran that program and it drew a circle. And then that's a little more complicated. And it's running that in real time. It's actually generating that image based on the interpreted language.
Oh, very cool. I think there were a couple of... So go ahead.
It's just like in this one, you define a circle and a square, and you draw the square, and then you shrink the square by 2% each iteration, and you rotate it 3 degrees, and then you draw it again, and it does that
60 times.
60 times.
Wow, very cool. And it's the thing you said you had a manual for it, so this is basically an independent implementation.
Yes, completely.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe this will show up in the stream sometime. My problem, I think, is having creativity to figure out what to do with it. But I think if we figure out what to make with it, it'd be nice to play around with it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Kids like it too. It's a good language for kids, I think.
Yeah, I do find I have had experience with some of the languages that let you draw stuff. I think Turing was probably one of those. Those are fun if you know what to do with them.
Yeah, Logo was an early one.
Is that the one with the turtle?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay. I played around with that one a bit too. same problem. I don't know what
Yeah.
to do with it.
I'm like that too. I'm not very creative.
So yeah. In that case, I'll plug my thing then. Tomorrow, sorry, not tomorrow. Friday, we're going to be doing some composition on a new piece, one step back, two steps forward. I think this is probably going to end up being a rock band arrangement or rock band instrumentation. We'll see. So yeah, if you're interested in making music, that'll be Friday. If you're not in the Discord, go check that out there. Ron is in the Discord as well. You don't use Discord a whole lot, but
No, I never use it, but that can change.
yeah. I think I looked at when you joined Discord, and I think you joined the same day you found me, so I'm guessing you joined because of me.
Yeah, no, I have another Discord user ID. I don't know where it is, but I did join a while ago, but I have to dig up that old ID.
Okay. But yeah. So he's in the Discord. I guess if you want to, I shouldn't say that for you, but if they have any more questions, would they be able to ask you there?
Yeah. Well, let's see. They're probably easier way. Like, you can DM me on Twitter. That's probably the easiest way.
Yeah, right there. I'll send a link there as well.
Oh, there's me with Johnny Depp in the foreground.
Ah, that's what that is. Okay. I was wondering what this was. that now that you mention it, that makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have any more closing words then?
No, that's all. This was a lot of fun, and thank you for doing this, and thank you everybody for watching. I'm very accessible if anybody has any questions.
Yeah. And thanks for the opportunity here. Like I said, it is an honor having you here, and I learned a lot about you, and I think we have a lot of things in common.
Oh, my pleasure. I agree. Thank you.
All right. Well, in that case, I think we'll leave it there, chat. Thanks for joining. We're not on Twitch today, so no raids happening. But yeah, I never know how to end these things, but I guess we'll just leave it there. Thanks all, and good night. We'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya.